And on this episode of the Built-in Excuse, we have this from Screen Geek. Daredevil born again to reportedly cast 4 transgender roles. Folks, we got the Built-in Excuse. This show's gonna flop. And every bit of criticism, whether it's justified or not, will be directed to these 4 transgender roles. That's it. Show's not doing well? Well, it's because people don't like people that are transgender. Oh, these episodes are getting poor ratings on Rotten Tomatoes? Oh, it's because of the 4 transgender characters. Isn't it a little bit odd how we don't have any details of the plot or any rumored villains to come back? Yeah, they're talking about the Kingpins coming back, but we got nothing on Bullseye. There was a leaked photo that no one can confirm if that was actually Bullseye, but the only thing that is for certain with this show is that there are 4 transgender characters. Everything else is purely up in the air, and this article even says, allegedly, no, it's happening. There is no way that this got leaked without it being 100% true. I remember Bob Iger said that when he was doing that Disney panel where Elon Musk told him to go fuck himself. He does say that sometimes Disney just puts out these feelers just to see what people say. So obviously, they put this out there. They want to soften the blow of bad ratings and losing subscribers and all shit like that because they, in the end, need to blame someone else for all their failures. And that is honestly what's happened in the trans community. I think that's really, really shameful. They're casting these people in this role to fail. They casted Moses Ingram as Reva in Obi-Wan Kenobi for a scapegoat. You don't cast her as the worst written character in the Star Wars universe because you believe in her. You casted her in that role specifically because you knew the show was going to flop and you needed to have the racism excuse for every bit of criticism there. Same thing with this. Disney on life support now is now using transgender people as a shield for all criticism. The article starts off with the upcoming Disney Plus series Daredevil Born Again was recently retooled to better fit in with both the original Netflix series and the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Retooled. Last I checked, Daredevil was the only good show Netflix did with Marvel. Jessica Jones was okay. Luke Cage I thought was okay. Iron Fist was eh. The Defenders themselves was an okay show. I mean, it was kind of fun, but Daredevil was the only one that was really keeping the lights on with Netflix Marvel shows. Everything else was not really that watchable. More like, hey, I got nothing going on this weekend. So when you say it's going to be retooled, that's not a good sign. Especially now with Disney Plus, with all of their absolute garbage shows right now. Maybe you should have just hired the Netflix people and then got the fuck out of their way. And I remember this show is apparently being completely rewritten. They started filming a couple of episodes. They realized that this is absolutely terrible, and they decided, okay, we're going to redo this entire thing. And I put a video out saying that, no, I believe the original version was better. Because maybe the original version didn't deal with gender ideology, politics, or any of that bullshit. They focused on a good story, and then maybe Disney took a look at it and go, whoa, hold on a second. There's not enough gay black people in this. We need to have more of these people. We need the representation. So that is why I think they redid this entire series after a couple of episodes were already filmed. Because they were not woke enough for them. Because we didn't hear about 4 transgender characters in the original filming of the show, though. No. It's now happening. They're now doing it. Now that they are retooling it for those modern Disney audiences here. Yeah, the built-in excuse is glaring at this point. Talks about the familiar faces returning. I don't know why it says Charlie Cox as Matt Murdock, aka Daredevil. It's like, yeah, that's good. He's come back for his own show. Mentions that Deborah Ann Wall is coming back as Karen Page. I don't give a shit. Eldon Henson as Foggy Nelson. I don't give a shit. I remember there was a huge outcry when Karen and Foggy weren't in the show reportedly. I'm like, I don't care. The show is Daredevil. Yeah, they added some so a little bit of character development here or there, but honestly, if the show was going to be Daredevil and the Punisher going after the Kingpin and his minions, you got a show. I don't need to have Karen on her own little adventures. I don't need to have Foggy going on in his own little escapades and shit like that. If you give me Daredevil beating the shit out of people with the Punisher fighting Bullseye and the Kingpin and others, you got a show. You got a great show even. Talks about how Vincent D'Onofrio's coming back as Kingpin. I have no idea what's going to go on with that though, because after Echo, he was reformed, right? When Maya Rudolph, whatever the fuck her name is, when she decided to finger Kingpin and make him into a better person afterwards, like, is that spell going to wear off really quickly and he's going to go back to being the crime lord, or is he just going to go into politics and become a reformed human being? So that's a very strange engine of Echo, and I don't know if it's going to make the Kingpin a better person, but either way, we need to have the bad Kingpin. We need to have him as a scumbag. So, again, Echo, horrible show, really detrimental to the Kingpin in the Daredevil universe, so we'll see how that's going on. But again, this article does say Daredevil Born Again could include some transgender characters for at least one episode. So again, one episode. Just like with Bud Light, how they were saying, oh, no, the Dylan Mulvaney thing, that was just one can. That was just one can and people exploded. No. Here's my little theory with that, though, okay? If they would have made a couple of extra sales by putting Dylan's face on those cans would be everywhere. They decide, okay, we're going to try this little publicity stunt, and if people would have responded positively to it, if Bud Light's stock prices would have absolutely soared afterwards, Dylan Mulvaney would be on every Bud Light can. So if people start watching this show, and it gets the most views of all time, and their episode gets the most views of all time, you bet your ass they're going to do this a lot more, though. That's why they're doing this. Every time they put in a character like this, it's their excuse. Like with the movie Strange Worlds. Nothing of the plot ever came out, though. Nothing, any article whatsoever was ever written about this movie's actual plot. The only thing they talk about is that there were a queer character in it, and that was it. This would certainly be a change of pace for the Disney Plus series. Why? Why would it be a change of pace? Are they going to make the show better? But oh no. It says, although the Marvel Cinematic Universe has gradually developed into a more diverse shared universe of film and television shows. Oh yeah, the shows are all bad these days. There's nothing good. You might give me a great performance out of Oscar Isaac or Moon Knight, but we ain't getting season 2 of Moon Knight. We ain't ever going to see that character again. So all they're doing is creating these shows that no one likes, and we're never going to see these characters again. We're never going to see White Vision. He may show up with the Thunderbolts reportedly, but like that was years ago that show came out, and we have no knowledge of White Vision turning up. Like how does that happen? The previous iteration of Daredevil did not include any transgender cast members or characters. Well, how do we know that? How do we know that Karen isn't trans? So, in order for a trans character to be recognized on a show, what they have to wear a pin? Do they have to wear a button that says "These are my pronouns"? Do they have to have a giant song and dance number? Do they have to be acknowledged for their pronouns and their identity? Can't a character just so happen to be trans? So I find this sentence very disrespectful to anyone in the trans community, because what if Foggy's trans? Like, how am I supposed to know? Incorporating 4 such characters is a large step forward. Yes, it's a large step forward to Elon Musk and Apple buying the sinking ship that is Disney. So yeah, great step forward, guys. It is currently unknown why transgender characters could be included in Daredevil Born Again. Obviously for the built-in excuse. It's pretty simple. Why in the movie Lightyear did they have a 2-second gay black women kissing? So they have the built-in excuse. That's it. The movie was garbage. Lightyear was a terrible, terrible movie. But all the articles written about it talked about this tiny little kiss. Same thing with this. Why are there 4 transgender characters? Because they know we can't make good products anymore. So now we have to have the excuses and be the victims and shame people for not liking our shows and movies. It's quite simple and very, very diabolical and disrespectful to the entire community and the movement as a whole. You don't believe in these characters. Everyone knows that. It's so gross these days what they're doing with them. Of course, we may have to just wait and see and learn why the 4 transgender roles are required for this particular episode. Oh, good. So it's going to be a court episode where we as an audience are going to be shamed. Maybe they're drag performers or something, and they got beaten up because they were decided to dance in front of children and the parents didn't like it. And now this is the episode where we as an audience should feel for these characters or some aspect of that. That's what I'm thinking when I read this, that, oh no, they're going to be brought in to shame the audience, and that's it. So, Daredevil Born Again off to a fantastic start so far. The built-in excuse is already there. It may only be one episode, it may only be even one scene. But it doesn't matter. This is what we're going to get. Nothing but garbage coming out of Disney these days. But what do you guys think about that? Do you have any faith in Daredevil Born Again? Do you think maybe the original version of this show was actually good? And they decided, no, it wasn't woke enough for the audiences of modern today? Well, let me know what you guys think about that.